Right, guys, it's my turn to build the 360-degree batter, and I'm going to do this slightly differently in the sense that I'm going to pick batsmen that I've watched since I was a kid. So I'm going to pick batsmen from the 70s, 80s, 90s as well, right down to 2021. So that way, I'll be able to put batsmen in every scoring area of the chart from the time I started watching cricket and started understanding cricket since the age of, say, 10 or 12. For the straight drive, I'm going to pick Sunil Gavaskar. Tendulkar is the obvious, person that comes to your mind. But Gavaskar played the straight drive at a time when most Indian batsmen were scared of fast bowling. He was 5'5", taking on guys who were 6'7" without a helmet to go down the pitch, front foot, down the pitch and hitting the ball straight past, that giant fast bowler needed one skill, courage as well. So Sunil Gavaskar for me with the straight drive. Well, so many contenders for the cover drive. Virat Kohli is the obvious one. I used to enjoy Mohammad Yusuf's cover drives a lot. And KL Rahul now plays it beautifully. But I'm going to go back to a real batting great from Pakistan in the 70s and 80s, Zaheer Abbas, for the cover drive. Why I picked him and why I find his cover drive unique was that he actually hit the cover drive with the swing. And very often he wasn't in the pitch of the ball and he actually played the cover drive while the ball was swinging. And I've seen him drive Kapil Dev's outswingers through the covers. Kapil Dev at his peak bowled big outswingers and wow, small step forward, opening the face of the bat and superbly timed cover drive. So that's the reason I picked Zaheer Abbas for that particular shot. The cut shot, a lot of contenders. You've got Virendra Sehwag as the obvious one. There was Alan Border who played the cut ferociously, Richie Richardson as well. But I'm going to go with J.R. Vishwanath, the other little master of the 70s and 80s. Small man who scored runs overseas, had 100 against Dennis Lillee in Australia and played the cut shot superbly. For a guy who grew up on Indian pitches to be able to play a cut shot of a high bounce delivery, and he kept it down as well. He was brilliant with that square cut. It was the typical classical square cut off the back foot, and I'll go with J.R. Vishwanath. I've got to go with Andy Flower. I think Robin Uthappa also picked him, and that was a great choice because he was one of the first guys who started using it, and he started playing it during test match cricket as well, not just T20s or 50 overs cricket, and he got big scores. And the reverse sweep was one of his staple sort of diet to get runs. So it was one of his primary shots, and he rarely mistimed it. So Andy Flower for the reverse sweep. Dilshan made it famous, and that's why it's called the Dill Scoop. But I'm going to go with A.B. de Villiers for the Dill Scoop. I just love the certainty with which he plays and gets into a position very quickly. Very rarely does he miss it, and I've seen him hit sixes with that shot. So no better than A.B. de Villiers when it comes to playing that particular shot. In fact, to all the shots in the book. I've seen two batsmen, and I'm sure a lot of fans will be thinking of those people. Matthew Hayden coming to India, big sweeps on turning pitches, great innings and great sweep shots. I've seen Graham Gooch, beat India single-handedly with his innings. 1987 World Cup at the Wankhede Stadium knocked India out of the semi-finals, and he got 100 and played the sweep shot beautifully. But amongst the contemporary lot, a young player that I find plays the sweep shot really well, and just going by a recent memory, I'm going to pick Suryakymar Yadav for the sweep shot. Now, pull shot for me, having come from the earlier generation, is a shot of courage when there were no helmets. a ball was bowled at 90 miles per hour, shot to intimidate a batsman, and any batsman without a helmet who could get on top of that bouncer and pull it, and not pull it in the air like Rohit Sharma plays it beautifully, but more often than not, he's just helping the ball into the stands. I'm going to pick a batsman who wore a cap and took on the 19 miles per hour bowlers with their short ball, met it in front of his eyes, and he invariably kept the ball down. The great Sir Vivian Richards for the full shot. Six down the ground has to be more a modern player because hitting the ball in the air wasn't the thing in the 70s and 80s. So I'm going to go with a contemporary player, one of the T20 batting greats, and what a fantastic innings he played in one of the last IPL games. I'm going to go with Pollard as a guy, no better guy than him to hit somebody down the ground straight. In fact, they have a fielder at side screen to stop him from playing that shot. So Pollard with a little chip can hit a massive six over the bowler's head for a six against spinner. So Pollard, the man for me for that shot.